Hello everyone. So we'll start with the last part of our chapter, that's respiration in organism part 3. Now in this particular part we are going to talk about the next kind of respiration, that's another kind of respiration known as anaerobic respiration. Now we all know that oxygen is used in the breakdown of food, and this kind of respiration in which oxygen is being involved is known as aerobic respiration, and it takes place in humans and many plants and animals. But sometimes respiration also takes place in the absence of oxygen. So such kind of respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. Organisms like yeast and certain bacteria, they carry out such kind of respiration to get energy. And in this kind of respiration, the breakdown of food takes place, but the byproduct, the product which is being obtained is not similar as aerobic respiration, but carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol is being formed in the anaerobic kind of respiration, and this process is known as fermentation. You might know about fermentation process. Yes, we ferment many things, like the idli batter is a fermented batter, okay, where ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide is being released out in the form of energy. The glucose has been broken down in presence of some bacteria. These bacteria break down the food and gives out the products like ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. So it's known as fermentation. Even there are alcoholic drinks that are being made by using yeast to ferment the sugar which is present in the fruit juice. Yes, so yeast, you all know that it is also being used for baking products, bakery products that we eat, where carbon dioxide is being released during fermentation, and the bread dough, it rises in size. Yes, because of the fermentation process. However, fermentation is not always useful. It may even spoil the food and even turn the milk sour. Okay, when the milk turns sour, the fermentation process takes place because of the bacteria that are present in it. Anaerobic respiration is far less efficient than aerobic respiration, but many organisms use it when oxygen is lacking. Means when oxygen is not present, they use such kind of respiration process. It even takes place in bacteria for germinating seeds, even when the roots are being water clogged. Certain worms and other animals living in stagnant water, the water which is stagnant for a long time, it's not a flowing water at this particular place, the oxygen shortage is there, and therefore the organisms present there follow or they take in they carry out anaerobic respiration. Okay, now anaerobic respiration also occurs in human body. Now how does it occur? So this you might have faced many times, but you don't know about it. When you all run very fast or have a heavy physical exercise, or after heavy weight lifting, your muscles starts paining, you have cramps in your muscles. Okay, so during heavy physical work, the demand of energy which is needed, the energy which you need for carrying out that particular process, in which the oxygen falls short to give you that energy, and at that time our muscle cells switch to anaerobic respiration. The oxygen shortage makes them to switch to absence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration starts at that particular place. So instead of reacting with oxygen, the glucose break down partially, it breaks down partially, and lactic acid is being released in your muscles, and therefore your muscles start paining. You have cramps in your muscle when there is shortage of oxygen. So energy is produced, but the lactic acid which builds up in your muscle, that is being produced, and this build up makes your muscle feels heavy, it feel heavy, and the accumulating lactic acid, the lactic acid which has been accumulated at that particular place, may cause cramps in your muscles. These are the things, the changes which takes place, these are temporary changes. Of course, after having a hot water bath or a massage, the relief, you feel relief with the pain that has occurred, or you feel relief from the cramps which are there. So this improves the blood circulation also, and the oxygen level in the muscle starts rising again. It begins to rise again, and the oxygen is used to break down the lactic acid. Now aerobically the oxygen again starts filling up, and aerobic respiration starts in your muscles. Then The next topic which we are going to talk is exchange of gases in plants. Now you all know that plants also carry out exchange of gases in photosynthesis process and respiration process. Stomata is a body, or we can call it as it is a system or an organ which helps in exchange of gases. Okay, the plant breathe, the breathing system or the exchange of gases takes place due to the stomata which is present, and you all know that stomata is present on the lower surface of the leaf which helps it in exchange of gases. Yes, when respiration takes place, what happens? It takes in oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide, and in photosynthesis process carbon dioxide is being taken in and oxygen is being given out. So this process is being done when stomata takes in the gases, exchange the gases. Even there is some other opening, minute openings which are present on the stems and fruits of some of the plant, which are known as lenticels. You can see in the diagram which is being shown, the slide which is shared, they are pores in the bark of the stem which helps in exchange of gases. Okay, it takes up oxygen which is present in the soil particle, or even when the gardener loosens the soil, at that time these minute openings help the gas to be exchanged with the environment. So this oxygen then enters the root. Similarly, even carbon dioxide moves out through the root hairs into the soil. So this is how the two structures, that is stomata and lenticels, help in the exchange of gases in plants. And you all know that in aquatic plants, oxygen which is dissolved in water, that is diffused into the plant through leaves, stems and roots, and seeds in plants also respire. Okay, so this is how the exchange of gases takes place in plant. Then we are going to talk about exchange of gases in animals. We also have an introduction already of this particular part in one of our chapter, okay, where we have studied that there are different organs for carrying out respiration. Like fishes have gills for carrying out respiration, cockroaches and other insects have spiracles which help them exchange the gases, and the frogs, as they are amphibians, they live on both land and water surface, and the exchange of gases takes place through lungs, even through the skin. So these all are the different organs which helps the animals to carry out the function of respiration. So in this particular chapter we have seen different respiratory organs of different organisms in plants, and even we have discussed more about respiration in human beings, how it takes place, which are the organs involved in it. So we'll meet again in our coming chapter. Thank you.